Hey guys, so today I just want to share a few reasons why I'm actually very bearish on Boeing stock recovering in the short run. Now, a lot of people see Boeing in the 3-month chart and they see this price valuation of around $340 and think to themselves, wow, well, they have to come back to at least half that price, right? However, if you look at this chart here in the last 3 months, they fell all the way to around $95 and since then haven't even been able to recover $30 on their price valuation. Now, what may be some reasons for this to be happening? Even with oil down, one of the main costs of the airline industry, and other factors such as this, Boeing still hasn't been able to recover. Now, part of the reason is if we look at the latest news here for Boeing, we can see that on May 16th, Delta Airlines decided to retire all of its 77 jets. And this actually shows one of the biggest weaknesses of Boeing before the coronavirus crash, and one of the reasons I feel the price still hasn't been able to recover. And that's the fact that a lot of companies canceled orders with Boeing, and that was as a result of their faulty jets that came out like a month or two before the coronavirus. Additionally, if you remember when there was problems between the US and Middle Eastern countries, a lot of Boeing's airplanes were flying over that area, and one of them was unfortunately knocked down by a missile. So, what that means for Boeing is that even though they weren't directly involved or the company wasn't directly responsible for the accident, it still very badly reflects on their company because the planes were being used to fly over that area. It's just an external cost that they can't really control, and it has affected them negatively. Additionally, if you remember the Malaysian plane that got lost and still hasn't been able to be found, puts a lot of doubt on the black boxes in Boeing's airplanes, even if they are an industry standard. So a lot of these things have been affecting the stock negatively. And as you can see here, after the initial jump to around $180, the stock has been slowly crashing all the way to around the $120 price valuation. And in the last week, you may know that the stock market has actually been very red and very negative in its price. And what this has done to Boeing is knocked it all the way down to around the $112 range, which is a price I saw on Thursday or Friday of last week. And so what I would say for Boeing is it obviously cannot really drop below this price. Now, Boeing is a company that still sells a lot of airplanes and they have guaranteed orders on a lot of their smaller jets and jets that are going to be flying short distances. So obviously they are still selling planes and with their reduced pricing on these jets, they are able to sell more. However, this hasn't been necessarily moving the sales volume they were expecting. And if you can see their earnings here, they actually hit right on target. And their next earnings are expected on July 22nd, which I expect to actually be very red. As you can see here in the quarter four of 2019, when all this stuff was actually fresh and just happening, they did so much worse than their estimated amount. And I feel that this is one of the things that has really been keeping them down. They are not going to be able to push back up their price unless a lot of companies start buying their Boeing jets and start being very bullish on the stock and realizing that these airplanes made a mistake. This company made a mistake. They've changed a lot of leadership since then, and they are ready to move forward from these mistakes that they made. And instead of saying something like this, Boeing has simply decided to keep quiet and allow a lot of airliners to stop buying their products. And as you can see here, airliners are actually very down in the last week as well as a result of the SPY being down and the market in general being down. But additionally, a lot of airliners still haven't recovered from their coronavirus prices. And what this means is that they are not in any position to be buying new aircraft or to be investing into another company such as Boeing. Now, this also doesn't bode well for the price of Boeing, and I feel that although Boeing's recovery will be fast, they might be recovering in around the same time frame as airliners because of the fact that their business is so much tied to the purchases from these airliners. I mean, who else are they going to sell $200 million airplanes to except these airliners? And as you can see, a lot of them are even renouncing their Boeing aircraft and would rather retire all the jets in order to show customers that they're ready to move forward from these Boeing problems instead of trying to fix the ones that they have or simply announcing that they are safe to use. As you may know, these Boeing 777 jets were not the ones that were having problems. However, Delta Airlines still decided to retire all their jumbo jets made by Boeing. So yeah, this just doesn't show very well for the stock, and I would say watch for around the $110 range or the $115 range. I don't think it can sell off more than that. However, if the market does continue to become weaker and weaker, then I feel that Boeing could drop to its coronavirus price. However, it's very, very unlikely that it will drop below the $100 mark, as a lot of investors in this market know how much Boeing is genuinely worth and know that it's the type of company that can recover if their image comes back up to what it was before the coronavirus and before they had all these major safety violations. So yeah, guys, keep a close eye on Boeing because I feel that they could rock it within a 5 or 6 month time frame. However, right now, just wait for a really low price and buy in, as this type of price action can net you a huge profit in the future when the company does start recovering along with airlines and along with their major consumers. So yeah, good luck guys and look for profits.